Okay, this guy has to go from home to work and back 5 days a week in his car. The distance is 18 miles. When he gets to work, he's charged 350 pence parking a day, which means his work are making him pay to go and work for them. Anyway, his car uses 1 gallon of petrol every 45.2 miles. 1 litre of petrol costs 136.9 pence. 1 gallon is 4.546 litres, and we have to work out the total cost of this poor sap per week for getting to work and back. Okay. Well, everything they tell you, you're going to have to use. So let's just work down them one by one, and the answer will fall out at the end. So, let's start here. It's 350 pence parking per day, and there's 5 days. So it's easy to work out how much he has to pay in parking. So that's 5 times 350 pence, which is 5 times 300 is 1,500. 5 times 5 is 25, 250, 1,750 pence. Okay, we'll add that on at the end, but that's how much he pays in parking. Right, next. He uses 1 gallon every 45.2 miles. Okay, there's miles in there. We're clearly going to have to work out the total distance he travels. Well, the total distance is there and back in 1 day times 5 days. So it's 18 miles times twice a day times 5 days. 2 times 5 is 10. So it's 180 miles. Okay, that's how far he drives every week. Right, 180 miles, and his car uses 1 gallon every 45.2 miles. Now I'm going to show you a neat little trick here using units. We have 180 miles, and his car uses 1 gallon every 45.2 miles. In other words, 1 gallon per 45.2 miles. Per means divide. 1 gallon per 45.2 miles. Okay? Write it like this, not diagonally, but horizontally. 1 gallon divided by 45.2 miles. And he travels 180 miles. The reason it's good to write it like this is, if you look at the units, you can see exactly what you have to do in order to work out the number of gallons that he uses. Because you've got 180 miles and 1 gallon per 45.2 miles. If you multiply these two values, you can see you've got miles on the top and miles on the bottom. It's like a unit. You can cancel them. And we're left with just gallons on the top. So if we do 180 times 1 divided by 45.2, there's no more miles anymore, and we're only left with gallons. That'll tell us how many gallons he uses. I call it the units method, and you should use it. It makes life pretty easy. So, put into your calculator 180 times 1, don't bother doing that. It's just 180 divided by 45.2. And you get 3.9823. 3.9823. And a whole bunch of other digits as well. And we're left with gallons. Okay. Now, calculator skills. Put that number into your memory of your calculator. You need to be able to recall that number for the next bit. It's very important you master your calculator. So whatever type of calculator you're using, figure out exactly how to store that in memory. Right. See, what you don't want to do is say, okay, that's 3.98. Write down 3.98 and then use 3.98 in the next bit. Because 3.98 is not 3.9823 whatever. They're different numbers. And if you do it that lazy way, you'll end up with the wrong answer at the end and lose marks. Or an inaccurate answer at the end. Anyway, moving on. So you've got that in your calculator memory. He uses 3.9823 whatever gallons. Okay, next bit. 1 litre costs 136.9 pence. Right. Litres, gallons, pence. Can't really do much with that yet, so let's use this one and then come back to that. 1 gallon is 4.546 litres. So we can work out the total number of litres he uses because we've got gallons and we can convert from gallons to litres. Okay. Now, 3.9823 whatever gallons. Write it like this. Think of it as 3.9823 times 1 gallon. Okay? That and that are the same thing. I'm just writing it like this to help make this next bit easier. We know that 1 gallon is equal to 4.546 litres. So that is the same as 3.9823 whatever times 1 gallon, which is 4.546 litres. See, that's why I wanted you to write it like this, because it helps the conversion into litres. It makes it very easy. It's like 3.9823 times 1 gallon. And they tell you that 1 gallon is that. So, this is where your calculator skills come in. You now need to recall that number. Don't just type in 3.98 times 4.546. You'll get an inaccurate answer. Recall that number with all its 8 or so, or whatever, digits, and multiply it by 4.546 on your calculator. And you get 18.1035. 18.1035 something litres. Okay, so we now know how many litres he's used, and we've used that bit of information. Now we're just left with this. 1 litre costs 136.9 pence. Right, we're going to use the sort of units thing again. If 1 litre costs 36.9 pence, then the cost that he's paying is 136.9 pence per litre. So that's 136.9 pence per litre. Per means divide. So write it like this. 136.9 pence divided by litres. Because again, we're going to use the unit system. We've got 18 point whatever litres, by looking at the units, we know that if we multiply at this point, include the unit so you know what to do. If we multiply, litres on the bottom, litres on the top, they cancel. And we're left with just pence, which is the cost, which is what we want. So again, write it out like this. Look at the unit and you know whether you have to multiply or divide. In this case, we multiply, litres cancel. So put that in your calculator. Again, you had to store that in your calculator's memory and recall it here. Use the full number, very important. So 136.9 times 18 point whatever is 2478.3746 whatever pence. Okay, so the cost of petrol is that much pence every week, and cost of parking is that. So the total cost per week is that plus that. So that plus 1750p is, I'll do it here, 4228.3746 whatever pence. Okay, well that's our answer. Best to give it in pounds. So pence to pounds, 100 pence in a pound, 100, 2 decimal places, 1, 2. So that is £42, and that 3 means we don't have to bump up this 8 to a 9, it stays as an 8, so it's £42.28.